Right, we're on Machshirin Perik Aleph Mishnah Gimel. Third Mishnah, the first chapter of Masechet Machshirin. Now we were talking about what's Machshirin. Remember, Machshirin is if I wet a fruit when it's already disconnected, then that fruit becomes muksha l'kabel tuma. It's ready to become tummy. It doesn't become tummy itself, but it now is susceptible to tuma. And we said in the last Mishnah that if I shook a tree, l'hashir mimenu ochlin, to get the food out, right, to get something, to get the produce off the tree, and then the water that comes out is not bechi yutan. Okay, so that everyone agreed on. That's Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel also agreed. He says, but what happens if the following? Hamarina ta'ilan. So now I shook the tree in order to have the food be removed. V'nafal al chaveiro, right, and the water from one tree. So when I wanted to get the olives out of the tree, but the water fell from one tree to another tree. O socha. Socha is a branch. I just have to show. I looked up in Bar Tudor. Soch or socha is the same. Here Machshirin, a bough. A bough is a branch. You know that word bough because when the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. But you never use that word socha. Only the Jastro. He was old British. Anyway, so you shake a branch. Then what happens? V'nafla al chaverta. Right, the water falls on another branch. On its v'tachtehem zra'im o yirakot. And under them are seeds or vegetables that are connected to the ground. And Bartunura, now the Bartunura, there's a bunch of different Mefarshim, we're just going to go with the Bartunura. Okay, then Mashke says, what happens is, Mashke tofech alutam zra'im min amayim shirgi'in lahashkot otam, o min agshami b'fidaflu alayhim. Okay, and the liquid drips on the seeds that are on the seeds or the fruit that's connected, but they're still connected to the ground. And therefore, what happens? Beit Shammai omrim bichi yutan. Beit Hillel omrim eina bichi yutan. That water is bichi yutan. It's able to make other things tamei or mukhshar, and therefore huchshu haperot shenaflu al gabe otam zra'im lekabel tuma. Then what happens is I shook a branch. The water falls on another branch. That water then drips down on fruit connected to the ground. The vegetables under the tree connected to the ground. And then other vegetables fall on those, according to the Bartunura. It's pretty far-fetched. It's pretty distant. Anyway, Beit Shammai says that's bechiyutan, that water, since even if I shook the branch and in order to get the produce out, the water that falls off straight, Beit Shammai agreed, is not machshir, it's not bechiyutan. But he says, since the water fell into another branch, and I knew since I knew fruit would fall on those seeds that has drippy water, you show that you know that, and that's something that you want. You want the fruit that's going to fall on those seeds under the other branch to get wet. Beit Hillel says, nah, eina b'chiyutan. That's not a case of b'chiyutan. Why? Kevan shelo naflu lehedya min ha'ilan al ezra'im ela mi'ilan li'inan acher. It didn't fall straight. So therefore, you didn't want those seeds to be wet, and therefore you didn't want what falls into the seeds to get wet as well. Amar Rabbi Yeshua, Mishum Abi Yossi, Chale Kufre. Rabbi Yeshua says the name of Abi Yossi, Chale Kufre. I don't know what Chale Kufre means, because the Bartunura just says, Chale Kufre, Kachaya Kinir. That's what they used to call him, Chale Kufre. If you know, let me know. Ish Tivon, a man from Tivon. Tama Atzmacha. Ask yourself, Im Yesh Mashke Tameh B'Torah, can there be, according to the Torah, mashka, liquid that is mitameh, that makes something tameh, until you intentionally do it? Okay, Shneimar, it says v'chiyutan mayim. Remember, we said yitain domi yutan, and he says v'hani, these hoil mi'ilan le'ilan or misocha lesocha naflu, since they fell from one tree to the other or one branch to the other. Ein zo kavana. He's explaining Beit Hillel. He's saying, listen, you have to intentionally do it. If you don't intentionally draw the water from one to the other, that's not bechiyutan, and the fruit is not mukhshar. The water cannot make the produce makabel tuma. We'll stop here. Dedicate our learning to remembering my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Make it a great day.